You're listening to Financial Advisor Marketing, the best show on the planet for financial advisors who want to get more clients without all the stress. You're about to get the real scoop on everything from lead generation to closing the deal. James is the founder of theadvisorcoach.com, where you can find an entire suite of products designed to help financial advisors grow their businesses more rapidly than ever before. Now, here is your host, James Pollard.
Hello, financial advisors. Welcome to the show, fam. I'm glad to have you here. If you're not on my email list by now, you should be. So go to theadvisorcoach.com/57 to sign up and get daily. Yes.
Daily?
Daily. Is that such a shocker? Yes. I'm going to email you every single day until you unsubscribe or you just
buy or die
email. And if you stop reading my emails, I actually delete you after, I think it's 21 unread messages. I just delete you from there.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
That's a good system. I should adopt that.
If someone is on my email list and they don't open 21 of the last emails.
Well, hang on, James. Like, I look at my emails, I write daily, and I can see people skip like 1, 2, 3 weeks and then they come back on. So that doesn't matter to you, does it, huh?
Well, it's just if they're not interested. By that point, I mean, they would have missed a lot because a lot of the stuff that I talk about compounds and I reference other things. So it's kind of like if you skip the middle of a TV season, you can't just watch the first episode and then the last episode. You got to go through the middle. And I have an autoresponder for a reason because I want to take you through a sequence. And then eventually you get on to the other email list, which is the broadcast, which is every single day. The autoresponder is every single day. But I want you to
how many on the autoresponder, James?
Right now it is 90. I've trimmed it down significantly. It used to be several hundred.
Wow.
But I have 90. And the daily emails, they're designed to just inform you. In the beginning, I talk about LinkedIn quite a bit. Then I talk about referrals quite a bit. Then I talk about very deep business building strategies. And then after that, it's just me giving you little insights and little nuggets. But there's a very specific sequence that I want to take you through. And that's what you get when you sign up at theadvisorcoach.com/57. So I'm not misleading you. It is an autoresponder. They're all automated. I'm not sitting here and typing them out and thinking of you and you specifically. But at least for the first 90 or so emails. So keep that in mind. Now,
and then you move them to the broadcast daily.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's what I do.
I do 2 a days. They get autoresponder for 115 days, and they get the other one, the broadcast at 9 p.m.
I will have to try that out to test it a little bit to just see. I mean, if there is something that I really like for example, there's a speed reading program that I really enjoy called 7 Speed Reading, and you can go to, I think it's theadvisorcoach.com/speed-reading. That could be wrong. Maybe it's not that. But I really like this program. So if I stumble across something like that, I will send a second email in a day, and I'll say, hey, this really improved my life. I really enjoyed it. Check it out here, and just something like that. But today, in the podcast world, the financial advisor marketing world, the universe that I control, we are going to talk about what you should have been taught in school. And the inspiration for this episode actually came from my audience. So I really enjoy hearing from you. I love hearing which episodes you like, which ones you didn't like, what you want to talk about, what you don't want to talk about. And someone emailed me a story about how he's pushing for personal finance to be taught in schools. And I thought that was pretty cool. I personally think personal finance and financial literacy, it should be taught in schools. The kids should know it. They should know a little bit about taxes, about paying bills, about saving money, about investing. They should know that. And I think it's pretty sad how we all get through this school system knowing algebra and calculus, but not how to balance a budget or not how to save money. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's not just school, like high school, junior high, middle school. It's college too. And my personal college experience wasn't all that great either. I was very studious, and I spent a lot of time in the library, and I read a lot. I still do, but I was reading a lot of stuff that wasn't related to my classes. I was the guy reading that personal finance stuff. I was taking initiative. I read Benjamin Graham, The Intelligent Investor. I read Philip Fisher, Peter Lynch. I read that stuff in high school, and I continued reading that stuff in college. Peter Lynch, Beating the Street, One Up on Wall Street, all that. I read those books. I loved them, and I couldn't get enough. But the scary thing is that the average student loan debt today, according to studentloanhero.com, is, now, are you sitting down, Jonathan?
I am.
Is $29,800 per student.
Yikes.
What do you think about that? A lot
That's
to pay
low.
for.
I think that sounds low. I bet that's going up.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. No, I think this may be from like 2017 or something like that. So this is not a new. Well, it's kind of new, but it's not up to date. I don't think. Yeah,
This
that
is
does
what's
sound
propping up the government. You know that.
It's a big conspiracy. It's really like 50,000. But when you know your statistics and you know how numbers work, if you went through the high school system, you know how numbers work, but you don't know how to pay your taxes. You know that half of the people they owe more money than that. So there are people out there with 30, 40, 50, 60. There are some financial advisors who have emailed me and told me that they're $200,000 in debt, in student loan debt.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you're 22, you get out of school. If you do your bachelor's degree, maybe a little older if you go master's or beyond, you get out of school and you're saddled with this seemingly insurmountable amount of debt. And here's the thing. I don't really want to plug too much of my own stuff at the beginning of a show, so I'm not going to. But I've never understood how people can go $30,000 into student loan debt for a piece of paper which doesn't come with any money back guarantees. I mean, that'd be a little different, right? I mean, if college, if they came out and they said, we have a 100% money back guarantee, we guarantee this result, or we'll refund every penny, that would be a little different, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that, that would kind of justify the cost a little bit. If you had the reassurance that if they didn't get results for you, that you wouldn't pay anything.
If you don't get results, James, it's your fault, and you know that.
That's true. That is true. But they go into debt and they finance out to the gills and they pay $300 a month or whatever it is for 10 years, every single month. And they get it for a piece of paper that's not directly related to their job either. But on the other hand, I offer stuff like Financial Advisor Marketing Mastery, which is $1,000. And that's like, what is that? If tuition's $20,000, that's 1/20th of 1 year of tuition. And it's directly related to a financial advisor's career. And it comes with a 100% money back guarantee for an entire year, which means the advisor can't lose. But people go through Financial Advisor Marketing Mastery and they love it and they get great results. But there are people who are lining up and wearing the freaking college sweatshirts and getting the pennants and the binders and all that, and proudly proclaiming that where they went into debt, but they can't justify Financial Advisor Marketing Mastery when it's directly related to their career. It's 1/20th of 1 year of tuition, and it comes with a 100% money back guarantee. But I digress. Moving on to the show. Here are 4 things. I said in the last episode it would be 5, but I actually have 4 for you. I apologize. Hopefully you forgive me. 4 things schools failed to teach financial advisors. And in a lot of ways, this is going to be the most valuable episode I've ever done. Number 1 is negotiation. And you probably thought I was going to talk about marketing or business building or prospecting, whatever. I'm coming left field with this one. This is very, very important. And it's a skill I believe should be taught in school. And a lot of people think negotiation is like a win-lose scenario. It's not.
Zero sum.
No, it's not a zero-sum game. It's all about coming to an agreement. And this is something which can help you in your business and your personal life. I mean, you negotiate with your prospects to set an appointment with you. Yes. But you also negotiate with your spouse about where you want to eat dinner. Almost everything in life is a negotiation. You're coming to an agreement with people. And not only that, you're negotiating with yourself all the time. A lot of people think in order to negotiate, you have to have someone else involved, and that's not true. This is more of a mental thing. For example, if you struggle with procrastination, you're always negotiating with yourself about when you should do the stuff you're putting off. You're always negotiating. You make up all these excuses. You rationalize everything. Negotiation with yourself can be a powerful tool to develop self-discipline. I mean, you can make a pact with yourself. We did a podcast episode about the Ulysses contract and making a pact and doing something today would set you up for future success. You can make a pact with yourself that if you commit to prospecting all week, you can treat yourself in the weekend. I mean, that's one example of how you can do it. It's very simple, very silly example, but it works. And I personally I love to study negotiation. I find it fascinating. So I figured I would share some of my favorite negotiation tips, which can help financial advisors in their business and life. And this isn't an all-encompassing list. These are just a few tips. I want you to think about these as we go through your week and your business and your life. So the first one is never be afraid to ask for what you want. A lot of people don't get what they want because they don't ask for it. The same is true in business. If you want the appointment, ask for it. There are so many financial advisors who they send their stock market commentary emails that I talked about in a couple episodes, and they're like, I don't know why I don't get any appointments from these. Like, do you
Stop working?
Like, do you have a link to your calendar? Is it in there? It's like, oh no, it's just it's commentary on the stock market. It's just a review of what the stock market has done this week. The NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the biggest winners and the biggest losers. Okay, so just to recap, there's nothing about the appointment? No, it's a stock market commentary.
They should know.
Yeah, they should know. Why else would I send this? If not to set an appointment? Of course, they should look at it and be like, yes, I totally need to set an appointment with that financial advisor. Why else?
Hey, financial advisors. Are you ready to take your business to the next level and get more clients with less stress? I invite you to join the James Pollard Inner Circle, a paper and ink newsletter that gets delivered directly to your door every month. When you join now, you'll also get a 90-minute instant download called 5 Keys to Success for Financial Advisors, a $97 value for absolutely free. All you have to do is head over to theadvisorcoach.com/newsletter and join today.
So don't do that. Of course, it's not as easy as just asking. I don't want to give you that impression that all you have to do is ask and then all your dreams will come true and you'll get the pony you always wanted. But if you don't ask, you probably won't receive. And also, number 2, with the negotiation, don't be in a hurry. And I see this a lot with new advisors. They're in a rush to get clients and to build a book of business. And a lot of times this means they rush to their family and friends to book appointments with them because anyone with a pulse is a prospect if you're in a rush and you're a new financial advisor and you're in a hurry to build your book of business. And if you prospect that way and you go after your family and friends, you may have more success in the short term, but eventually it fizzles out because the advisor realizes that he or she doesn't specialize in anything. And that's why I tell new financial advisors, pick a niche from day one. It may be a little bit slower in the beginning. I admit that. I am completely transparent about that. I'm not saying that your business is going to take off like a rocket ship from day one. It will be slower in the beginning, but you will be more successful over the long term. And then when it comes to negotiating, being in a hurry is a terrible, terrible thing because it means the pressure is on you to get the deal done. And that's when you get sloppy and you make mistakes. And finally, with the negotiation, do your homework. When you're in a negotiation, you're asking for what you want. It's critical that you do your homework on what it is that you want and how to get it. When it comes to financial advisors, this is why investing in yourself is so important because it's a form of doing your homework. If you want to get better at email marketing, awesome. That's a great goal to have. But are you doing your homework? Are you investing in yourself? Are you making moves to make that happen? So, stuff to think about. I really think negotiation should be taught in school. Now, let's move on to the next thing school failed to teach financial advisors. Unless you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about negotiation, anything you want to
I think you covered it, bro. That was a whole episode.
With negotiation, maybe I'll do something in the future. My inner circle members actually get a lot more detail about negotiation, and they know how important it is. Number two thing that I think should be taught in school is how to fail. And in the school system,
it's the opposite.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Failing is a bad thing. And it's one of the worst things that could happen to you. If you get that big F with the red pen or the red Sharpie and it's got a circle
the scarlet F.
The scarlet F, and you go home and you cry and you hide it from your parents and everything's terrible. But in the real world, you realize that failure is not such a bad thing. It's a teacher. You learn more from failure than you do from success. And I want you to try to adapt that mindset as a financial advisor. If you try to convert a prospect and you failed, that's awesome. That's not a bad thing because it means you had a prospect to begin with. Lots of people don't even reach that step. They just sit around and procrastinate all day. If you're failing, it means you were trying. It means you're taking action. And the more you fail, the more the odds are in your favor. Let me give you a real example. Let's say you have 10 appointments lined up, and you know, because you track your numbers and you follow me and you're an Inner Circle member, you know your average conversion rate is 50%. That means you know in advance. You already know you're going to fail with 5 of them. You know you're going to fail with 5 appointments. You will not turn these people into clients. Does that mean you'd rather not have the appointments? No, because then you wouldn't get the clients at all. The faster you embrace failure as a positive thing and you view it more like shifting the odds in your favor, the better off you'll be. Now, moving on to number 3, third thing I think that should be taught in school, high school, junior high, middle school, even elementary school, is productivity. And I'm not going to spend too much time talking about productivity because we've done several episodes on the topic, but I will say that I wish schools all across the country taught some basic time management techniques. I mean, at least give people something. And lately, I've been going hard with my personal productivity. I mean, there were a few weeks earlier this year where I wasn't as productive as I should have been, but now I'm back on the wagon. I'm laser focused. I'm super focused on getting financial advisors results. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe financial advisor marketing. And if there's any way I can help advisors to build their businesses, I'm there. So my productivity, I've got my game face on. I'm going hard with this thing. And it should be taught in school. And number 4, shouldn't be a surprise. We're finally at the marketing part of this podcast episode, is real marketing. I wish real marketing was taught in school.
The real.
That real. I want to keep it real and be real. And this is a financial advisor marketing podcast, fam. Colleges don't teach you real marketing skills. High schools don't. I mean, I took a bunch of marketing classes when I was in college. I took marketing, I took advertising, public relations, you name it. And I would guess that maybe 5% of that stuff applies in the real world. The rest of it is complete BS. And colleges would have you believe that marketing, it's all about branding and getting your name out there. And that's not true. Marketing is about taking someone from a cold lead to a paid client and doing it for less money than you make from the client. That's it. Let me give it to you one more time. Marketing is about taking someone from a cold lead to a paid client. Someone is out there, you work with dentists, and there's a dentist in Chicago, Illinois that doesn't know you, doesn't know your business, doesn't know your name, doesn't know you exist. You're going to let that person know you exist. And not only are you going to let that person know you exist, you're going to create so much desire and you're going to get so much attention that dentist sets an appointment with you. Then you're going to present what you could do, how you can help, how you can add value to his situation, how you can transform his life. Then he's going to pay you for it because he's going to be so wrapped up with what you can do and he's going to be so intrigued by you, your business, and what you could do that he has no choice but to do business with you. That's marketing. And I don't want to get too off on a tangent here, but I kind of sort of think that these big advertising agencies, they got together and they created this concept of branding so they could make more money from the customers. I think it was some type of big conspiracy where they sat around and they were like, how can we charge money for something that the customer can never track? Something that they'll never be able to know for sure if it's working, but if they're doing well and they're growing the business organically, that little bit of growth can be attributed to us. We can all raise our hands and we can say, yeah, that's because of our branding. But if it doesn't work, we'll just say we've got to try again. So I think that's a conspiracy. And that maybe it's just me wearing my little tinfoil hat today, but that's darn smart on their part to come together and be like, what can we sell that can't be tracked, that can't be measured? I mean, hey, maybe I'm making it harder on myself. I've got appointments on autopilot. You can track email. You can track my open rates versus your open rates, and you can track my appointments versus your appointments. And if I don't give you results, hey, I can't keep your money because you're going to ask for a refund, right? I've got to get you results. But these big companies all come together. They say, let's create a branding campaign, and they can't really track it. Now, real marketing, it's going out into the marketplace, making contact with someone, facilitating a relationship, and it doesn't mean that you have to make one You don't have to be the one to make the contact either. Your LinkedIn profile can do it for you. An email marketing machine can do it for you. A direct mail can do it for you. The options are limitless, but you're not branding, because branding is just letting people know you exist and getting your name out there and all that. And that may work for sodas and restaurants because people have an idea of who they are and what they do. If you see a McDonald's ad, you're not going to suddenly be like, whoa, what's this newfangled thing I've never heard of? You're going to know it's McDonald's. You're going to be like, oh yeah, McDonald's, we get it, you exist. But with financial advisors, you've got to take people through a process. So to recap, those are 4 things financial advisors weren't taught in school that I believe not just financial advisors, but everyone should be taught in school is negotiation, how to fail, productivity, and real marketing, the one where you put your money at stake, where you are investing in yourself and your business, and every dollar that you put out there has got to bring some friends home. That's real marketing. So that's a wrap for this episode, Jonathan.
Love it. Love it. What's next time?
In the next episode, I'm going to talk about 3 best habits of rich financial advisors. And am I allowed to say rich? People don't like that anymore, do they?
I think it's nice.
An Inner Circle member actually emailed me and he asked about habits, and it wasn't related to like being rich or accumulating wealth or whatever, but it really got me thinking. And I realized I saw these specific 3 things across virtually all of the best financial advisors in the industry. And I feel blessed because I've been able to see this up close and personal. And next week's episode is one you do not want to miss.
Man, cannot wait. Fam, thank you for tuning in. We will be back in your earbuds next time with another Financial Advisor Marketing.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.